don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
Podcast.
Real news about real topics. That's what I like about this show.
Or mode for the most sincerest expression.
So it's truth and jest. I pride myself on saying real
What they
shit.
don't tell you podcast.
People don't even notice I'm saying.
I'm just using your gifts as a vehicle.
They can feel it, but I don't think they really know. But they feel it, because when people come up to me, they say, I love
If
that.
I was looking for advice from people in the industry, how to not have to compromise.
Ooh, boy, it's hard to be woke. What they don't tell you podcast.
How do I do this without having to compromise who I am, what I represent, what I want to share, how I impart my gift? It's my real truth.
Is that even fucking possible? Am I allowed to say fucking? Bleep that out.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
Podcast.
Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of What They Don't Tell You podcast. We are your hosts, DJ Mifflin,
Keisha Williams,
Keith Vance,
and we are the B
Squad.
Squad. That's right, BE standing for Black Entertainers that are telling you to be excellent, be enriched, and be engaged. It's a crazy time right now, but we just want to bring some light to your day, all right? So we have a great show for you today, all right? And we want to thank you for joining us on Live 365 Anthem Tongue Radio, and you can catch us once again 11 a.m. on the East Coast, 8 a.m. on the West Coast, and 6 p.m. International, Monday through Friday, okay? All right, stay tuned. B Squad in the building.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you podcast.
We want to hear what you're thankful for.
All right, and welcome back to the What They Don't Tell You podcast. Now is the time for our thankful segment. We want to tell you what we're thankful for today. Miss Keisha, tell me what you're thankful for.
man. So let me see. What am I thankful for this week? Summer rain. So
Summer rain.
right. Like Carl Thomas Quinn. Yeah. No, like this is probably the one time that it's okay not only to get your hair wet, but to just stand outside sometimes. So even if you're running from the car inside the house, like it's warm rain hitting you, so it's so much more refreshing. So yeah, summer rain.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I actually one time in New York City, Brazil Festival, rain. It's a beautiful thing with them white shirts and them girls. Oh my God.
Nope.
Summer
Took a
rain.
turn.
I'm
So
sorry.
we're gonna skip
My
you.
bad. Keith. Next, Keith. Sorry.
Go time. You know what? What I'm thankful for this week. Damn it, man.
Go ahead, man. I'm just laughing. Sorry.
He made me laugh,
Go
Chuckle.
ahead.
All right,
Yo.
man, let me tell you guys what I'm thankful for this week. I'm thankful to be able to, connect with new people, like networking and making new friends and being able to kind of like start, getting back out there a little bit. Things are kind of opening back up. People are starting to kind of come out of their shell again. So I'm just thankful that I've been able to make some new connections. You know what I'm saying? Like the ability to market myself. I'm
Gotcha.
thankful that I have the skills to do that.
Okay, I see you. Pimping.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Professional.
Man, what am I thankful for?
Man, what are you
Oh,
thankful
yeah,
for,
DJ.
DJ?
Yeah,
what
you.
are you
You
thankful
too.
for?
Man, there's so much to be thankful for, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Life. We've seen so many deaths recently. Just life. Being able to wake up every day, being healthy, having a right mind, and all this craziness. So I'm just thankful for that. That's all I can say.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's our thankful segment for today, all right? So stay tuned. Up next, Keisha with the business on What They Don't Tell You podcast. B Squad's in the building.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you
What they don't tell you.
podcast.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Keith with that real spiel. You know we want to hear from you. Hit us up at WTDTY Global at Facebook.com.
This is The Business with Keisha Williams.
This is Keisha Williams with the business. Be enriched, be educated, and be excellent. So, topic that was top of mind for me now is just in watching the news, there are just certain things that I think that are unescapable right now. So, I mean, obviously the Black Lives Matter movement took off. We've gotten all kinds of allies, all kinds of support. So right now I'm kind of curious what like the aftermath of that is starting to look like. So there's still protesting happening, or well, for some people protests are still happening. But in the wake of that protesting, we've seen companies stand up and make all these different statements. You know, pretty much every company that you have done business with at this point has been in solidarity of the whole movement. Then there are companies that things are kind of turning around from them as far as like their actions are concerned. So Band-Aid, I don't know if you guys had seen the article, but Band-Aid has been asked for years and almost decades at this point to have different flesh tone colored Band-Aids. But now that this has happened, they are actually finally releasing flesh tone colors of other complexions.
And see, this is where it just gets ridiculous. Like, and sometimes doesn't it feel like it just, all right, now we're going a little too far. You know what I mean?
Too
now,
far? Like that's something that people have been asking for.
But it's
for
a Band-Aid.
Decades. Yeah, but maybe you want. Sometimes when you put a Band-Aid on, the whole point was you didn't want people to see your wound. And now,
but it shouldn't be because black people are getting killed though. Like, oh, we're gonna change our colors because black people are dying out here, so let's change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like
did they say that that's why they're releasing them now, or is it just you can tell because out of all the times that they decided?
Like
I've heard of that. You know, Band-Aid has been requested a bunch.
I was gonna say this is bad timing for them to come to a green decision that we're gonna change it,
or it might be good timing. You know, Band-Aid's like, you know what?
I just have a feeling like we're just taking advantage of the time to actually, you know, make some changes. But I feel like a lot of times the changes are like, come on, okay, that's a little over the edge there. That's just me though. I mean, it's crazy. You know, I don't know. Call me crazy? I don't know. Sorry. Am I wrong? I mean, I just feel that way.
No, you're not wrong, but.
Look at this, man. James with the flesh tone. Look at that. Look at that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
so I don't know.
We hear you. We see you.
I
We're
get
listening.
it. I get it. It's great, but it's just like not because black people are being killed out here. Are we doing? We're changing Band-Aids because of.
I mean, they're
Black Lives Matter.
Well,
really?
I mean, black folks usually need Band-Aids after you come across the police.
Wow!
I'm just I'm just saying.
Wow! That okay. Well,
funny.
I mean,
Okay,
you're not
sorry.
wrong though. But
True.
so
I mean-
anyhow.
Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Keith. So besides just companies that are having different things happening, I mean, Starbucks been back in the news. Again, like I said, there's all these businesses that you already work with that I'm sure you're just like, what? Now you're in support. Now you're in solidarity. But it's what are those next steps? So Band-Aid, it's a step that's been a long time coming. They decided to go ahead and release those. But celebrities are even showing solidarity. We saw a number of people obviously in the protest. Like I saw Jamie Foxx go back down to Texas to really support where he's from. Edward James Olmos spoke out. Meghan Markle. Yeah, like, Michael B. Jordan had a really powerful.
That was a really good one. I mean, you know, one of the things I liked about it is where he was talking about how we have to relook at our business. He was saying something about we have to be there or be here together. He talked about the agents in the industry. That was good. He said invest in black staffing, which I think is very, very important. And I think that was a very good topic. He said a great agent doesn't have to be. He said a great agent doesn't have to be a great organizer, but a great agent could advocate for relationships with organizers. He said what we are doing today will make our values heard and our voices heard. We've got to keep agitating things. And that's and it's funny because him talking about that, I was just watching something on YouTube the other day, how there was supposed to be a Black Pack. It was supposed to be Robert Townsend, Black Pack, like the Rat Pack.
Okay, I was like, what?
I think that, no, Bro Pack. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Bro Pack.
Yeah, I was like a Black Pack.
But it was supposed to be the top comedians to come together and open their own production company. It was going to be Eddie Murphy. It was supposed to be Keenan Ivory Wayans, Robert Townsend, Arsenio Hall, and Paul Mooney. Back in the 80s.
That would have been good.
If they came out with that, this would be the perfect time for that.
This would be the perfect time.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, I don't know if you heard, for you K-pop lovers out there, they actually K-pop, like that Asian,
the Korean pop music.
I think the name is BTS.
Oh,
You ever heard of those? Kids?
Behind the scenes. No, I'm joking.
I had a cousin
behind the
who's
scenes.
amazing.
I'm not a big. I don't really watch K-pop or really know much about it.
Anything about them? Yeah.
I know they're Asian and they're on the other side of the world, and they.
I've heard of them. I just don't know much of their music.
They managed to raise $1 million for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Wow.
The band's manager, Big Hit Entertainment, said at the weekend that him and BTS, currently one of the biggest acts in the world, had jointly donated $1 million to ongoing anti-racism movements in the U.S. and beyond.
Wow, that's
triggered
amazing.
by the death in the police custody of an unarmed black man as an officer kneeled on his neck.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is going around the world, man.
Yeah.
It's going around.
Now I just hope that money goes to what it's
The
supposed to
correct
go
places.
to.
Yeah, that's the thing with the donating,
there's,
right?
There's some things that, money's going to that ain't quite for us. You know what I mean? But I hope
I hope we get another
I hope we do.
check.
You know what I'm saying? I hope.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, what?
Okay, see, now we got off topic. We not focused anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap
What?
things up.
My life matters.
Yeah.
So this has been Keisha Williams with The Bee's Nest. As always, be enriched, be educated, and be excellent.
All right. Thank you, Keisha. Y'all stay tuned. Up next, hot topic on What They Don't Tell You podcast. B Squad's in the building. Say B Squad.
B Squad.
Say it loud.
B Squad.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
Podcast.
What's up, listeners? Don't forget, you can check out all our episodes on YouTube on our WTDTY podcast YouTube channel. That's WTDTY podcast on YouTube. Check it out. All right, and welcome back to What They Don't Tell You podcast. And now it's time for the hot topic. The topic of today is, what is a celebrity? And it's a great question to ask because, especially for our youth, everybody wants to be successful and famous in this business. And they want to be a celebrity or an A-lister, but they don't understand, one, what is a celebrity, and two, what it takes to become one, and what it requires. And that's a great conversation I'd like to have today. So let's ask the question, what is a celebrity? A celebrity is someone who is in the field of performing, and they are pretty much popular by the masses. Have a large fan base, someone that we are watching on probably most of film, TV, or dancers or singers or whatever, right? But it's mainly about having a powerful impact on society in the world based off their performance, right? What does a celebrity, what is being a celebrity entail? Like, what is it that when you are a celebrity, what does it look like? Well, A-listers in, say, Hollywood, a celebrity. But the one thing that we get mispercepted by is, one, being famous and having fortune. You can't have them both, right? You can't be famous and you can't have fortune. You either gonna be rich and not try to have everybody on you, or you're going to be famous but you work for someone, right? And a lot of times I think people misperceive celebrityism as something that is it's a avenue of, hey, I work and finally I get to a certain level where I have a mass of people that are loving my work just because of that work I put in. When a lot of times it's not just that, guys. It's also about who you have backing you, who you have in the position that can get you looked at a certain level.
Okay.
And by getting there, that requires a position. I believe that celebrityism is a position.
So literally, it's a job.
It's a
from
job.
your perspective. So
It's
when
a
you're
job.
giving the two options, you're saying, like, it's a job. You get paid to do certain things, which have given you the privilege of celebrity.
Right.
To become a household name, for people to know who you are. Like, when you step out on the street, someone somewhere in that day is going to want to take a picture with you.
Right.
Because you are now famous. You are more well known than just a regular, everyday Joe.
I mean,
And
because
to you, that's a job.
yeah, I mean, because you think about it, like, there's only certain avenues and outlets that'll give you a opportunity to be seen overseas. So in other words, I could be an independent artist, but there's certain avenues I have to get to become a global sensation.
Right.
It's not something I could just do deliberately on my own, right?
YouTube.
Yes, to a
Yeah.
certain magnitude though.
We're like,
But I mean,
because you
that's-
still
but I
got to
mean,
get
that's
people to
worldwide.
be interested in you. Some people might
But
not
I
even pay
mean-
you no mind because they may not be on that actual.
But the internet has made everything worldwide now.
True.
You know, so like I get what you're saying. I guess to really get to that, I guess that level of I can't. See, I don't know if I can say that. Well,
right?
I mean,
there are
there's
levels to it,
well,
right?
but I mean, there's a level of celebrity for people that never did anything live. Like they got their break off of the internet, and they're actual celebrities now.
Right, but the percentage of say someone on social media, like for instance, DC Young Fly was an internet sensation, but he is a celebrity because of the work that came once he got to that position, because he started doing movies. He got with the right producers.
I mean, would you
he
really
got
say
with the
he's
right?
a- would
Yeah,
you
he
really
got
say
another
he's a
higher
celebrity?
level. Huh?
He's
He is
a
a celebrity.
higher
Yeah, he
level
is.
of celebrity.
He
yeah.
is.
I mean, that's why
I
they got
mean,
A-list, B-list.
He was just on
C-list.
Soul Train, the TV show Soul Train. He just did a scene in that.
I mean,
You
he's
feel what I'm
done a
saying?
lot of cameos.
He's done a lot of
he
cameos.
has done a lot
He's
of
worked with
cameos.
Monique in that Christmas movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did How High, which I'm not saying is great, but he was
That
on
How High
MTV
movie
TRL.
was horrible.
Yeah, it
The
was. It's
second
very
one?
horrible.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
And I watched it because I like him.
He was on TRL, and that's global.
Yeah, he was on
feel
TRL.
what I'm saying?
Wasn't he hosting TRL?
Yes.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So when you get to a certain point where you have relevance,
You get more projects.
Yeah,
Right.
So I guess if he's on TRL, yeah, he's a
So now
celebrity.
so he's
He's a
C-list.
celebrity.
He went from C to B.
I would say so.
He's not a B-list celebrity.
You don't think he's B-list yet?
I would say so.
Nope.
The 85
I think
South
he's
show is
close.
helping out too.
Doesn't matter. He's not a B-list.
It is.
And
is
Wildin'
it
Out,
helping? Yes.
dude, Wildin' Out
Wildin'
is
Out.
global.
Dude, you gotta think. Ricky Smiley is a B-list.
Yeah. If that's,
And look at
so
how
if,
famous he is.
If he's a B-list.
Yeah.
There's no way that DC
Yeah.
Young Fly is a B-list, okay?
So, if Kevin Hart is A, Eddie Murphy's A.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
Dave
trying to think
Chappelle
of who's
is A.
And I was like,
Right.
some would argue that he went down to B and then came back up to A.
True.
Chappelle?
So yeah.
No.
No,
That's why I said some would
Chappelle's
argue.
always been an
He's
A-lister.
been A the entire time.
Some would argue.
Doesn't matter
Some
what
would argue
Because
anyone
of Chappelle
that
show.
He disappeared.
Because it's Chappelle show. Oh, no,
Went
no,
down
no.
and came
Now, you
back
can
up.
leave.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Some would
But
say
you
that
can
he would
still
go
be.
from A-list to B-list.
No,
and now he's
no.
back up
He
to
left as an A,
Right.
and he returned
Because
as the same A.
Because we didn't see Eddie
Okay.
Murphy for a while neither.
Right, and
he's
he's always
still
been
A.
A
Yeah,
because
he
his
came
You know what I'm
back
saying?
still A.
You know
that's
what I mean?
because their comedy's
still got it.
rewatchable.
Right. And this is across the board too, guys. Don't look at it just film. Music. We have celebrity levels
then,
of music.
when you think about music, it's easier to think about also like the types of celebrities. So you could be like a
Jay-Z
child
is A.
star / a pop star. So you started doing music like when you were like really really young. So
Right.
like Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody who started off
Is
as a
C.
Lil and then became
He said it's C.
Man, Bow Wow ain't no B or A list. I don't care what he been in or what he done did.
But when he
But
came
it's-
up,
but it's
the
longevity,
social
too.
media wasn't what it
He
was.
does. But look, he's been one
Okay,
long
Justin Bieber then.
motherfucking C.
Justin
Okay,
Bieber.
he's been a Justin Bieber. I'd have to
Nah,
say
he's an A.
he's A.
He's A. He hit this
But
thing heavy.
he started
Yeah.
out, but he moved his way up.
Right.
He started as a
Right.
YouTube
But
star.
see, look
he
who
got
we had on
seen
him.
by the right people,
Usher.
Usher.
right?
Usher
Someone who
has been
believed in
A
him
for a long time,
and
too.
then pushed that up. Yeah,
Right.
Usher
You see what I'm
did.
saying?
Chris Brown
Usher
started young.
Yes, Chris
Chris
Brown
Brown's
is an A
definitely
list.
an A-lister.
Yep.
And he
He's
will
an
So
always
you
be
talking
A.
about you were
He's
a
a rock
teenager,
star.
Rihanna? You know,
Yeah.
you
And you
one
ain't seen
say the
Rihanna
other.
in a
I
minute.
mean, Rihanna.
You haven't seen
Is
her in a
Rihanna
minute.
really an A-list singer?
Yes.
Uh,
I think so. You know why? Because
he said
she-
singer. Are you about to say
Oh, you
anything
said I was
that
saying
has-
celebrity, like her
Okay.
Okay,
status.
so celebrity.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean, even
status she's
status.
A.
no, even
now,
her
singer,
status. I'm sorry,
not
no.
saying- Now we
'Cause-
talk about talent. That's different.
No.
And then it can happen with groups because I was like, of course, for me, that takes my
NSYNC.
mind to NSYNC.
Yeah.
They were
Boys
A-list.
to Men.
Now,
Boyz
New
II
Edition,
Men, Yeah, New Edition was A-list.
Yeah.
A-list.
Started
I think they're
off-
always.
started off as kids.
It's
But I mean,
tough.
they're like
Different
an
ways.
A-list urban.
No, well, I would say they're A-list.
Because I know
like,
there's white people that don't even know who New Edition is.
Destiny's Child, the original members. Some of them made it, some of them
yeah.
That
didn't.
wasn't an
That
A-list
was an
group.
A-list group. The original.
Sorry.
Not the
The
original. Not the
original
original
group was
the
A-list.
three.
None of the
The
groups.
three
No.
of Trinity
A-list.
is now
No.
A-lister.
Now I disagree.
None of them
I
was
disagree.
A-list.
What?
None of them.
What?
Not one
You
of the
mean to
groups.
tell me
The only one in that group
When No,
Beyonce
no, no,
was
no,
an A.
came
Michelle
out.
was the B.
and
Latavia
Miss
The
Latoya.
Rowland
only
and Miss
A.
Kelly Rowland are not A-listers.
The only A was the Queen Bee.
I don't
You
know.
understand what
I don't
Kelly
know.
Rowland is
Kelly
not
Rowland She's on
A-list
TV
celebrity.
shows and everything.
I don't give a man. Wait, hold
know.
up, man.
She's not as. She
She
doesn't
is-
have the same.
She might be
clout
like a
as
high
Beyonce.
B, but she is not an A-list
I'll
celebrity.
take that.
dude.
I'll take a high B.
The way that we are judging these people.
I'll take
I was
a
like,
high
I
B.
mean, now that we got a ranking system.
Yeah, I mean,
A, B, or
but
C.
I mean, I'm also not saying that any of them aren't extremely talented. I mean,
right. It's
they're
not
all
about
very
talent.
talented
But
people.
talent.
the whole point was there's levels to this,
Right.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, and you can also transition. It's just like earning grades in school. That's why ABC and ranking
Right.
them that way
Yeah.
makes it easier because
Right.
you know sometimes you have great days
'Cause
where
when I-
everything's going good. Some days you need extra credit to
That's
push you
right.
to the next level.
Because when I think A-list
pop
celebrity,
exam?
I think someone that has only gotten better. They've only given us more content. I need all of that. Like you said earlier, like longevity. Then you said something else about when they came in, or
Yeah.
like an A-lister has to have all of that.
Right.
You think Robert De Niro is like, even when he does a bad movie,
He's
it's
still-
a good movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
he is
'Cause he's
an
in it.
A-list celebrity.
Yeah,
Now,
Leonardo DiCaprio's in that
And I
Now,
wouldn't-
Leo, boy,
Is-
he's been A
A.
since
Day
Match
one.
in the Gas Tank. Boom, boom. He's been A since right there because I really thought he was,
so let me ask you
special.
guys something.
Denzel.
So let me ask you guys something. Would you say that in order to be an A-lister, you have to know the right people? Or is it literally just about you getting into position and becoming and being a talented artist that your work speaks for itself to make you that celebrity? Or is it you just
So many
have caught the attention of the right people?
Wrong. All those are
Okay.
wrong. An A-lister is an A-lister because they're a damn A-lister. Now, yes, they did get that break, and an A-lister, once you get in front of that camera or on that microphone, it's undeniable.
When it's true,
It's just- it's
unadulterated, just
so
talent. You're just-
undeniable.
undeniable talent. Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so let me
Well-
ask you.
Well, that's what an A-lister is.
Would
to
Will
me.
Smith have been an A-lister if he never did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Sure as hell would
Yeah.
have. Sure as in hell would
Well-
have.
You think?
Sure as
Are
in
you
hell
sure
would
about
have.
that?
You're saying
Positive.
if he never transitioned
If he
into
never met
acting,
Quincy
and he
Jones
stayed
and
in the
never
music
transferred and he
lane.
stayed in music, would he ever be an A-list celebrity?
If he stayed in music,
Because that's the only way he
Absolutely.
I
made
think
it.
he would have.
Absolutely.
I think he would have.
Okay.
And I
think
said
his charisma is that
for
good.
Will, it's not just the charisma; it's the work ethic.
Work
When he
ethic, right.
talks about how he was a beast when he
Right.
got started, it was nothing but win for him. Like
Yeah.
lose wasn't an option.
Wasn't
and
an
I was like,
option.
that also came from like his
That's
parents.
what an
Because
A-lister
his parents
is.
basically they told him, I was like, you got a year to make this rap thing work. And then he turned around and got his Grammy in a
Right.
year. So when we talked to, at least I know when I talk to my students, I said there's a difference between being a student and being talent.
Right.
Students just show up and think that it's enough for you to be there.
Right.
Talent work regardless of who's watching.
Right.
Because they have such a love and passion for the craft
Yep.
that they're gonna do it. Okay, so now
That's
yeah,
what you
I'm
call
sorry.
an
I was like, I
A-lister.
gotta
So-
say, I'm
so-
with Keith on
I
this.
gotta ask another question then. So
Yeah.
in that case, is it about? So it's no longer. So we're disagreeing that it's not who you know.
I
Instead
mean, it
of
can
what
be
you know.
who you know.
I mean,
because who you know
know
can go in when you have
plays
less
a-
talent.
It plays a very big part in
Yeah.
it. But the thing about an A-lister is it kind of don't matter because that, like she just said, that passion inside of you, it doesn't matter who you know. Trust me, I'm going to get this out to the world. The
Okay.
world has to see this because I'm a star and
That
I
work
know
ethic,
it.
yeah.
So like you said, I believe that even if Will Smith never met Quincy Jones,
So Corey Haim.
I think he would still be
Corey
in the
Haim and
exact
Corey
same
Feldman,
place he
right?
is, maybe a different path.
Right.
So Corey
I
Haim,
know who
Corey
you're talking
Feldman,
about. Yeah,
right?
the Coreys.
Very talented kids.
Yes, they
right?
were.
But they were never A-listers.
No, they weren't.
Right?
I was gonna
So-
say they weren't.
Well,
A-listers.
but I think
they were
if
a
life-
And
if
let's take
life-
away all of the foul
if
play
life- right,
behind
if
it all.
those
I'm talking
things
about as
didn't get a
artists.
hold of them, I think that they had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were able to stay clean, if they didn't get
Right.
caught up in all that stuff, I think that they had the talent and the skill level. I don't know if they necessarily had the full work ethic, but they were also young enough to still develop into something better if all the worst case scenarios hadn't hit them first.
Because I look at it like this, all right? Say
I don't
for
want to hear
instance-
nothing about young. Michael Jackson was 5 years old.
Hey.
Yes, but he
And
had
he
a
was
father
A-list,
that
right.
had the drive for
Right.
all of his
but,
kids to ensure
But
that
let
was
me
gonna
ask you
happen.
something. But this is
Joe-
my perfect. This
Joe
is my
beat
perfect
that
point.
stardom in
But
there.
this is my perfect point, right? Because we're talking about Michael,
Gave up
right?
that childhood.
And he was founded by who? Motown, right?
Yes, he was.
Right. So this is my thing. It's like I work for a company, right? I'm in the mailroom, and I'm looking to move up, right?
Okay.
So let's say I bust my tail and I'm getting promotion after promotion after promotion, right? At some point, the upper levels have to notice me, right? They got to notice that I'm down here grinding, getting my work in, doing what I got to do to get the next level, learn to the next level, learn to the next level.
Right.
It's their choice to put me in a position of power in this business. It's their choice to make me vice president or CEO of this company.
Right.
Right? Now, once again, is it about my work ethic, or is it at a point where I get to a position where are you willing to be what we need you to be in this position?
But it was both. It was your work ethic that got you noticed.
Noticed, right. So I got noticed.
So now you got noticed. Now you need to choose.
Right.
It goes back to that same thing. Do you want to work for yourself, or do you want them to have input on the level of your success? Because when you talk about management, some people just aspire to get an agent, to get a manager, and then I was like, I made it.
Right.
I'm represented.
Right.
Ain't booked a single job since.
Right.
Or you are starting to book more and more jobs, and then you outgrow that agent. You need another agent who can take you to that next level. You know, so those things are all impactful as well on your ability to move into celebrity.
Right.
But it's also dependent on you knowing somebody. But first and foremost, it's still about the talent. You gotta
Because
have
that's
talent.
a lot of things I see in the industry is a lot about who you are. Like I forgot his name. Oh, it's killing me. Because it just came to my head about it's a producer and director, very talented brother in the industry. Started off, I think, doing BET and so forth. I gotta find his name, but let's just say he started talking about he talked about bloodline, and what he meant by was not so much like bloodline related, but he was like, my track record of who I was under coming into the business has gotten me this far, where I thought it was my talent, but it was actually the people that I was connected with. When they see that on my paper, that's what brings me in the room. And it wasn't just because I could do this job. Because the reason why he knew that is because positions where he was put in that he was skilled enough to do, they still monetized him. They still put him in a position where he couldn't do what he thought he was set here to do. Because even though you gifted, even though you're a top star, I don't need you for that. I just need you to do this.
I mean, I get you on that.
Right?
So I guess it is kind of who you know, but I mean, it is, but no matter what, it still comes down to that talent. Cause like, I guess you could have.
So, is there a lot of non-talented people that are up in the A-list column?
No,
thank you.
I was gonna say, look, there are
non-talented people up there. You like how this motherfucker get
Okay,
A-list?
name one A-lister that has no talent.
Let's see, because you caught me off guard. But let me think.
As you're thinking of that, because I was gonna say that kind of brings to like another way that people become famous is through scandal or through sex, right? Sex and scandal.
Kim
So
Kardashian.
Like, yeah, everyone knows. Like that's like a big one. Or you think about anything like on World Star.
There you
or
go.
on
That's the
TMZ.
top off.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian has no talent. She just made off beauty.
And you think she's an A-list celebrity?
Tell me who she ain't an A-lister or
Based
celebrity.
off of the amount
Think
of
about
money
it.
She's
She's one of the hottest
Yeah,
and
I'd
top
have to
celebrities
say-
in the world.
yeah, that's yeah,
Thank you.
you're probably
That's a
right.
perfect example. And I'm not knocking Kim. I'm just saying she was able to play the game strategically, where she became the hottest celebrity in the world without having to be a talented person. She made it off reality TV.
No,
just
she
being
made
herself.
It off of Ray J.
I mean that too, and that sex tape and everything. But I'm just saying. but that's my point. You know what I'm saying? And we could sit here and talk about a lot of actors, A-lister actors are out there that are celebrities. And you looking at them like this, because I still don't think Ben Affleck can act really well. That's just me. That's just my personal preference.
Ben Affleck is trash.
Matt Damon's the best out of both of them.
Well, yeah, if you put the two together.
You know what I'm saying? Matt Damon's that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's an
Remember he did
A-lister.
Batman? Remember Ben Affleck was Batman?
Yes, it was.
What about Mark
It made me
Wahlberg?
itch.
He's talented.
I like
I'm
Mark
sorry.
Wahlberg.
I think
I
he
do.
is talented.
As a businessman behind the scenes.
Right.
So he in front of and behind the camera.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's talented.
Yeah. I mean, there's the amount of production work that he's done.
No disrespect to what's his name, Lance.
Yeah,
Rose?
yeah.
No disrespect, but I never really saw him as a great actor. But I see development as he's gotten further in his career.
That's fair.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, the right acting coach. I mean, shit.
Well, and
Well, some people could get it and not really still do horrible.
The right cast.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know, I was like, it all comes together, right?
Right.
Because I was gonna say, like, even when you said, like, some people, like, they just got that one break. So I don't know why I'm just thinking like Patrick Swayze when he did Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Prior to him getting that role,
Right.
people didn't know who he was
Right.
in the same capacity, and that wasn't even a movie that they thought was going to be that dynamic.
Right.
Like when they think
Became
of
a
the
cult
80s,
classic.
yeah, it became a cult classic.
Yeah.
So kind of like those one-hit wonders that catapulted your career to A-list.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now how do you stay there though? Because you had one movie that was a fluke or one record that was a fluke. No one
Well,
thought that
I
was
mean,
going
I
to go
pretty
that
much
high.
think he put the nails in the coffin when he did Ghost.
Oh, that was the
With
classic.
Demi Moore.
Because that was when he said he was like, I am.
He did Dirty
this.
Dancing,
Such a
and then
classic.
his next one, and then he also did Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to
My
the movies
mom
and saw
liked
that.
that movie
That was,
a lot.
I went to the
She
movies
liked
and saw that.
Roadhouse.
Was
Yeah.
Roadhouse? Wait, y'all, that might have
Yeah.
been Kurt Russell. Sorry.
No, you were right.
Are you
No.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
'Cause he was a
Kurt Russell
dancer.
what?
Roadhouse.
He's trying to say who was in
Who was in
Roadhouse.
it?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze was in
Oh,
Roadhouse.
he's okay.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
DJ
yeah.
said he went there? He
I
bought
went to
the
the
first
movies, so
ticket?
boy, I was in there.
I was
He was there
thinking
opening
Big
Watching
day.
Trouble.
Roundhouse Kick and everything.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Big Trouble Little China.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
That's a
yeah,
cult classic.
That's
too.
That's
also
correct.
cult classic. Yeah.
But
Would you say he's a A-lister?
who?
Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goldie Hawn's husband.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah,
they
he's a
produced,
A-lister. Yeah.
Oh
see,
gosh.
but
Kate,
this is
their daughter, because she does Fabletics.
Right.
So she
Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn and
Yeah.
and what you say, Kurt Russell? Yeah.
Kurt Russell's
And then they had their
daughter. What is her name?
Kate something.
Kate Hudson. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Kate
Yeah,
Hudson.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said something, but yeah.
But
Kate
no,
Hudson.
back to the conversation. So I was remember. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, that's
there was one of the
genealogy
episodes.
right there.
One of the episodes I talked about. When we talked about the screening trade or screen trade, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I talked about how the book. It talked about at 1 year, it was the top 10 celebrities. It was at that time. It was like Robert Redford. It was Clint Eastwood. It was what's his name?
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. No. This is because the book was from that era. Clint.
Okay.
Don't get it
Who was
twisted.
famous
Clint
at
Eastwood
that
got almost
time.
200 films under his belt.
Yeah, I know.
You feel what I'm saying?
I
He's a
know.
legend.
Yeah, I know.
But it was talking about all these different legends of actors, Burt Reynolds, all these different levels. But at 1 year, by the time I would say 2 years down the line, half of them weren't even on that list. It was a whole nother set
Yeah,
of
the top
A-list
10.
celebrities.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
See?
Because it was just the fact of
Moving in and out.
moving the outcomes of the films. You know what I'm saying? Scripts that didn't work for them.
Or what they said pass on versus
Box
play.
office,
Yeah.
right? It was just, but it kept changing. So there is a part of it that yes, it deals with the attention of the fan base, the numbers of how these people work. But I do believe that another aspect of becoming a celebrity is also your connections, who you work with,
Yeah.
who's there. Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
have to network.
You have to
You
network.
do have to network.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I don't feel that becoming a celebrity is always a great thing, because the bigger you are, the less you have of yourself.
True.
You're no longer
That full
able to live
exposure.
free.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
you are a slave to the industry. You literally are.
That's
To
why
your
everyone
fans.
says, like,
Yeah.
in rap, they always say that the rapper's first album is always their best, because that's the album that they got to make on their own.
Oh, right.
Oh, you
They
mean
put the heart
before
out.
they get signed? The one that gives, again, that's what we keep talking about, right? There's all the things that you did to get to the level to make it, quote unquote, for the right people to see you and then pull you up the rest of
Right,
the way, or
right.
throw you up the rest of the
Yeah.
way, I should say.
Yeah,
Well, they really strip you naked and then throw you up
that's
there.
true.
Either way, you up in the air. It's your choice
very-
to grab
that's a
onto
very
something
bold
and pull
way of
yourself
putting it.
up. Or
I mean, the industry is a cold.
they're like,
It is.
listen,
It
you
really
thought
is.
you knew your
You gotta
image,
be
but
ready.
really, we think that this is better
Yeah.
for you.
And the media don't help neither. I mean, a lot of times we
True.
forget that you're on the
TMZ and
spotlight
all of that,
24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've actually hung out with celebrities before where they just loved being around me, because it was like I wasn't looking at them as a celebrity, and they was like, "Man, you handle this very well." I said, "Because you're not a celebrity, I mean, you're a human being.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to know you of what you do, but you ain't doing nothing no different. It's just I'm in the mailroom, you in the penthouse. You just got there a different path than I did, but we still work. We still do the same thing. You
Do
feel
you
what I'm saying?
feel like it was different for you because you could respect their craftsmanship, so you saw them as a person and a fellow actor or actress, or
It's
you
like,
think
yeah.
regardless
Yeah.
of that back? 'Cause
It's like
think
I was a
think-
freshman and they're seniors.
I think you're like, I think you become less starstruck if you're involved in what the star you might be
Right.
struck by does. Like
Yeah.
me with comedy, I've met famous comedians, and it, like, I think I may have acted a little differently if I wasn't a comedian.
Right.
Like, it was more like, you know.
And you can read past that, like, because then that's the beauty of it, is when you actually get around them and you actually don't see them as that celebrity, you see a whole different side of the person that nobody else gets to see. You get to see the realism of them. You don't see the funny person no more. Like, I've hung out with people who are like comedians or comedic actors, and then when you're just real with them, you see they are not even funny at all. It's just they just straight, just real, regular, serious people. And you're like, man, you be funny as hell on TV, but when you have conversation with them, they're deep intellectual people. You be like, damn, I didn't know you could talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
Comedy is intellectual.
Or vice versa. They could be a person that's really loved on stage and loved on film, but then when you meet him, you like, yo, you a fucking asshole, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of those.
Oh yeah,
Allegedly.
It's crazy. But you know, that's what the whole concept of celebrity. And then a lot of times, this is another thing. You'll meet a celebrity who people say, oh, they are jerks, or but then you come talk to them, it's because they're realists. There's a difference between someone who is hard to work with and a realist. It's just they don't play for no nonsense.
Right.
They don't mind signing your autograph. They don't mind talking to you. They don't mind being around you, being genuine, but just don't come with no crap, because they got to deal with it every day of the week, where people are trying to milk them of something that they're not, because the person they saw on TV, they think that's really them.
Right.
You know, like Dave Chappelle says, I'm Rick James. You know, like he had to go to Disneyland, and they kept saying, I'm Rick James. He was like, yo, all right, it's a little bit too far now. You know what I mean? Because people don't know how to take the reality of who the person is, and they think that the person that's on TV is who they really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the battle with being a celebrity, man.
Being good at your job.
Man, and that was never something I ever chased, was being a celebrity. I never wanted to be a celebrity. I just wanted to work in some of the coolest artistry ever. It was all about the art for me. It was never about being famous. It was about getting paid, of course, but I wanted to be comfortable. But
you just wanted to be compensated for your skill as you pursued your passion.
That's it. And when I got to that point of getting a taste of Hollywood, it was like, so I got to do what? And then what's going to happen? And then I got to what? I was like, hey, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't want to deal with that either.
No, man, it's too much. It's too much. But that's all the time we have for a hot topic today. We want to thank you guys for joining us. All right, stay tuned. Up next is Keith with that real spiel on What They Don't Tell You podcast. Stay tuned. B Squad in the building.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What They Don't Tell You podcast.
There's so much going on in the industry that I'm sure you've got questions that you want to ask us. So why not send us an email at WTDTYglobal@gmail.com.
I don't like that shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Keith Vance with some of that real spiel. First off, I want to say thank you for joining us for another episode of What They Don't Tell You podcast. Today, y'all, Keisha,
What you gonna talk about, bro?
DJ, I want to talk to y'all about something, man. It's just been on my heart for a minute.
Share your heart, brother. Let it out.
How do y'all feel about taxes?
I mean,
they
say it's a necessary evil.
I was about to flip this table over, boy.
I mean,
someone else did that long time ago.
They say that isn't the taxes what goes back to the community to allow our infrastructures to grow and be maintained? And
is that what it's for? Because
I mean,
state taxes, yeah.
Maybe state taxes, but I believe that some of these other, taxations are actually. They are illegal, and it's unconstitutional.
I'm sorry,
because yes, they're illegal. Some of these taxes, you have to remember, some of these things like the Federal Reserve and stuff, these are private entities.
Yeah.
This isn't something government based. So the thing I want to talk about is how do you feel about taxations? You know what I'm saying? Do you really believe that it's unconstitutional? Do you believe that the money goes to where it says it's going?
I just think it's weird because I come from a state where there's no sales tax. Like literally. Yeah, there's none. And then when I go out of my state now, everything's taxed. It's like, okay, so that's something weird about that. Like, and it's been like that for since the beginning of history, I guess.
1895.
Yeah.
Let's see. The income tax ruled unconstitutional in Pollock versus Farmers Loan Trust Company on this date in 1895.
1895, not 1985. You're saying in 1895.
1895.
Taxation was ruled illegal.
Yeah.
Correct. The U.S. Supreme Court decided that Pollock versus, in a 5-4 vote, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the income tax was a direct tax on him, and it was illegal.
Yeah, see?
So that's just it. When we're born, your social security number, that's your business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is they're trying to tax us all individually, like
Yeah.
we're all businesses.
Because you're on the stock market with the Social Security.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But in reality, there was actually this video. So it made me want to talk about this. I saw a video on YouTube. This kid, it's a 2-hour long video. I don't know if you can still find it on YouTube. They may have taken it down by now. But he calls the IRS and gets out of it.
What?
He gets out of paying taxes?
Yeah. He gets completely, but I mean,
I
you
need
could
his
tell-
number.
You could
got his
tell
number?
that he had done all the research. He had read every law about it, like all the way down to where,
Wow.
because he got the letter in the mail for the number to call. I think he owed like $17,000 or something.
Wow.
And we called. There was nothing the lady could do. Like like it was crazy.
Oh,
how
because he knew
handled-
his. Oh, because he knew his
he
law.
knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
He knew
Now,
all
and
of his laws.
to
not
my
just
listeners out
A.
there, I'm not
What?
saying don't pull a Wesley
I'm
Snipes.
hitting the books tonight.
Don't just be like, I'm not going to pay and then
Right.
do
Don't,
nothing.
I'm not
Nah,
saying
Because
it's
that.
notice you did say he called in.
He
so
called
he
in.
initiated the conversation,
He
but he
did.
was
Well,
ready
no.
to have
They
the debate.
initiated it with the letter that was sent
Oh,
to
they
him,
said he owed.
telling
Oh,
him he
okay.
was being audited
Got you,
and he had
got
to
you.
pay this. But he was smart enough to say, I'm going to go do the research on taxations in this country. I'm
Right.
going to find out exactly what I can and can't do, what they can and can't do.
Right.
And in reality, if you have the right information, you don't have to pay your taxes.
What?
Straight up. It's unconstitutional. It's
I gotta
illegal.
find. Okay, I
There are
gotta do
options.
homework.
That
I
sounds
gotta
like
do
a lot.
homework.
That's gonna be a lot of
There are
research.
definite
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
And like that's why I wanted to talk about it, because like I feel that I don't think a lot of that money goes to where they say it goes.
I'm for sure it don't, because didn't they? I think I just read something.
I'm for sure.
Yeah, because I just read something where we just
Allegedly.
spent.
Yeah.
Military just spent money on something, some type of tanks or something they spent money on, and it's tax-paying dollars they spending that stuff on.
Yeah.
The wars that we go through, all the machines and equipment they put in those wars, that's our money. You see what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah,
Ships,
taxes
all that
do
kind of
go
stuff.
to all
Well,
of that, to
also-
the military.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I've noticed, I don't know about cities across the nation, but here in Georgia, I know that some of these streets, like in East Cobb, I'll say, they repave those roads like every so many years, and like
Yeah.
it doesn't really need it. But you go down to like the east side,
Boy.
you go down somewhere like there, roads
Yeah.
are all messed up. So I'm like, if Georgia is taxing us, why are certain
Some
areas being
areas.
taken care of so well
Right.
and other areas aren't?
Right.
And
Now,
that's
is that part of the census? Like, because I know the census, you put in the information,
we did
so
talk
you tell
about
about your
that.
neighborhood, right?
and
Remember?
yes, it is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
So do you use that money from the taxes to put towards, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but see, I don't think the census would matter when it comes to roads.
no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know?
Well, representation.
Right.
So yeah, because I was like, the number of representatives that you end up having is also based off of the number of people in that location.
Mm-hmm.
So keep in mind, like, if everyone isn't being represented, some areas who have larger representation because more people are taking part of the census, and then we look at all those numbers. Yeah, it is going to be more disproportionate.
see what I'm saying, man? I just feel
And
like we need
That's
more.
why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, man. Like, the government, I think
Elected
the taxes
officials, all
is
of that,
just
yeah.
like, I think that's just.
Well, I ain't seen my taxes in about four
I
years
mean,
or so.
Where'd
so.
they go?
Everywhere. Child support. Student loans.
dear.
And it was something else. I can't remember. What else?
Yeah, you're not getting that refund.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I
that's
just,
been-
it just messes with me sometimes because I
Yeah.
just think about how hard all of us work as, law-abiding citizens out here.
Right.
True,
And
true.
Yeah.
It's just rough, you guys. So I want to hear from you guys. Hit us up, man.
And make
Hit
sure
me
y'all
up.
check out Nasara. That's all I'm saying. Nasara.
Yeah.
They know what I'm talking about.
And if you decide that you don't want to pay your taxes or you get audited, there is information available that you can get your hands on. Just make sure you don't just pull the snipes and just not pay, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
just
saying
don't go
that
silent.
at all.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this has been your boy Keith Vance with that real spiel. I'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, my man. Y'all stay tuned. What They Don't Tell You podcast. Be squad in the building.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you.
Podcast.
All right, and welcome back to What They Don't Tell You podcast. We having a good time today, but unfortunately, the show must end. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and just remember, you can catch us Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. on the East Coast, 8 a.m. on the West Coast, and 6 p.m. International on Live 365 Anthem Tongue Radio. All right? Once again, this is the What They Don't Tell You podcast, and we want to thank you for putting the global and WTDTY. We are your hosts, DJ Mifflin.
Keisha Williams.
And Keith Vance.
And we are the B Squad. Until next time, guys. B Squad's in the building.
Podcast.
Real about real topics. That's what I like about this show.
Or mode for the most sincerest expression.
So it's truth and jest. I pride myself on saying real
What they don't tell you podcast.
People don't even notice I'm saying.
I'm just using your gifts as a vehicle.
They can feel it.